1/4 a teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of sugar, 3 1/2 cups of flour. I'm using 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of each cinnamon nutmeg, a cup of butter, 2 eggs, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and a tablespoon of cream of tartar. So in a bowl, you're going to mix all your dry ingredients together. You can sift them if you like. Then you're going to take the sugar and the butter and cream them together for 10 minutes. Make sure that while you're creaming, you continuously scrape down the sides so that you can incorporate all ingredients. You want to use a mixer and attach to it your paddle attachment. After it's been creamed, you want to add the eggs one at a time. Make sure your eggs are room temperature and your butter is also. Right here, after the eggs have been incorporated, I'm going to add the vanilla extract. Then I'm going to slowly add my dry ingredients to my wet ingredients. I'm doing it slow so that there's not a mess everywhere. And when you're mixing, you want to mix this on about medium speed. And I just used the recipe from the internet, but I made changes and adjustments to mine, which is something that you should do when you're cooking and baking, just to make it work better for you. The last thing I did was add the cream of tartar, and then I just incorporated it all together. So this is what your dough is going to look like when it's finished. If it feels a little sticky to you, hard to handle, you can put it in the refrigerator for half an hour, or pop it in the freezer for a couple of minutes. I want to use silicone baking mat on a cookie sheet or sheet tray to help the cookies not stick together. You can use non-stick spray if you do not have one of these. How many cookies you're going to get out of this recipe will determine on how big and what size you make your cookies. You can make them as big or small as you like. So just reach down in your bowl there and roll them into a ball. You can also use ice cream scoop. Big ones, small ones, doesn't matter. Make sure you evenly spread them out on the tray. You do not have to push them down or anything. Just pop them right down on the tray. As they bake, they're going to continue to spread out, and if you bake them too close together, they're not going to have any room, so they're going to touch one another. And so that's about how much you want on your tray. I'm going to have some cinnamon, sugar, and nutmeg. You're going to do equal parts cinnamon and sugar, and add a touch of nutmeg. This is the topping for these cookies. So you're going to sprinkle them right on top. And after you've done that, you're going to bake them for 350. I Bake mine for a total of about 15 minutes. Make sure that you do a little bit of under baking so they don't get hard. If you do not use all of your cookie dough, you can reserve it in the refrigerator or the freezer and use it later. And this is what they look like when they're done. To properly store them, you should cover them with plastic or keep them in a container with a piece of bread underneath to keep moisture. And I'll see you guys later.